The Tyranides, the great devourer. In all the stars, there has never been a xenos race more inimical to the survival of mankind. Indeed, they are the bane of all other life. Their origins are but poorly understood, the stuff of rumor and supposition and nightmare. The adepts of Mars believe that a single, unknowable consciousness guides the Hive Fleets about their voracious purpose. This consciousness knows only unquenchable hunger. Hive ships serve as synapse nodes, spreading the influence of the Tyranid hive mind across the stars. Such is the hive mind's suffocating will that the warp is distorted for light years around. Confusion and terror spread before the Hive Fleets advance, as dreams darken and madness spreads. As the Hive Fleets advance, the suffocating embrace quenches the Emperor's light and drowns doomed worlds in psychic shadow. But the greatest threat comes from within. Foul creatures known as gene stealers infiltrate unvigilant worlds. A patriarch arises from the population's subverted flesh and projects a psychic beacon to draw the Hive Fleet ever closer. As the gene stealer cult grows in power, they emerge from the shadows of their benighted world. Civil war rages, shaking the planet asunder. Then the skies darken with spores and the Hive Fleet's voracious tendrils. The cultists exult at the fulfillment of prophecy and their ascension into the light. Their delusions die with them. There are many Hive Fleets, each but a facet of the immeasurable Tyranid threat. Leviathan is the greatest, and has wrought ruin on a scale never before witnessed. Though the great rift arising from Cadia's ruin has severed many of Leviathan's tendrils, many more remain. Even now, one is surging towards the Eye of Terror.
Unidentified signals approaching, Admiral.
My thanks, Admiral Spire, for bringing more souls to feed the Grandfather's court.
I need no support to crush the likes of you. Magos, identify those ships.
No! Those aren't Imperial!
All hands, stand to battle stations. This isn't over. Have you a reading on our newcomers?
Auspex confirms Tyranid vessels. Vanguard configuration.
Tyranids. Emperor's bones. As if we didn't have enough trouble.
Reading more vessels inbound, Admiral.
Naturally. Likely there's an entire Hive Fleet close by. All vessels engage, but keep your distance, or you'll be torn apart.
cataclysmic structural failings in all forward sections.
Right on! We cannot let them triumph.
Disaster.
You are correct, Commodore, damn your eyes. Abandoned ship. May the Emperor prove merciful. This is Admiral Spire to all Imperial vessels. The righteous Protector is lost. We have encountered a Tyranid hive fleet. Impossible as it seems, our situation has grown worse. I declare a Category Abraxas Maxima alert. All able vessels to regroup at Bellis Corona. The Imperium will prevail.
Admiral Spire, certain rumors have reached my ears. Have you a report for me?
Only that these rumors are likely true. There are Tyranides at Laurentix. The righteous Protector is gone. And I fear this is but the start.
I see.
I have the matter in hand. As soon as I can requisition an operational ship, I'll see the swarms destroyed.
Be not so easily distracted from your goal. A ship you shall have, but the chaos threat at Cadia remains your focus. Am I understood?
Yes, Inquisitor.
Lord Inquisitor, our forward explorers have located a Tyranid bio-vessel.
Not very impressive. There is no shortage of such at present.
Confirmed. However, this organism is unlike any other so far encountered. If dissected, the results will prove valuable.
And the disruption to the hive fleet. Very well. Order your excursion. I shall see that it is reinforced.
Acknowledged.
The Imperium of Man. A galaxy-spanning empire in decline. Once, humanity stood on the brink of taming the stars. A golden age of light and glory beckoned. But men have ever been prone to temptation and lured to stubborn pride. Now the Space Marines, intended as the vanguard of mankind's ascension, fight ceaselessly to prevent their father's work sliding into ruin. The Adeptus Mechanicus, custodians of wondrous technology, take to the stars in hope of unearthing lost secrets from the very darkest of ages, and to impose the Omnissiah's will upon a scattered galaxy. But nowhere is the Imperium's might more plainly seen than in the vessels of its star-spanning navy. As war rages, colossal warships slip anchor to smite the foe with the righteous fury of the faithful. Such vessels are both Imperium's stalwart shield and gleaming spear, shining in the impenetrable dark of space. It takes more than a man to command such a warship. It takes a hero, strong in will and unflinching of purpose. Without such heroes, the Emperor's light would surely wane. Admiral Spire is one such hero, forged in the hallways of the vaunted Schola Progenium, tempered in the cursed days of Abaddon's 12th Black Crusade. Long has he been lost, but now, freed from the Immaterium's clutches, he returns to shed his blood in the Emperor's cause once more. Any who seek to sweep mankind from the stars must first reckon with Spire. Many have sought his head. All have failed. But one hero alone may not be enough to change the Imperium's fortunes. It will take thousands, even millions, for mankind to reclaim its footing in the Eye of Terror's gaping maw. And millions more to hold it. Such a task will not be easy. Cadia is demon-hunted rubble, and the Imperium itself is scarred, torn in two by the cicatrix maledictum. But it is the nature of heroes to triumph in adversity, and of faith to flourish in the dark.
Give thanks to the Omnissiah for our timely arrival. This ancient one is daily in a consumption cycle and vulnerable. Recommend entrapment formation. We will weaken the Ancient One's defenses and neutralize its escort fleet. I concur. We will gather the fragments for analysis once the battle is ended.
Very well, but act swiftly. Even now, there may be reinforcements inbound.
Engaging armaments. Prioritizing kill sequence.
Varin! Where are you? We must combine fire and rain the Emperor's fury down upon the abomination!
Confirmed. Our real space re-entry was misaligned. Closing on your position now.
Faster! We must not fail!
Rerouting power to artillery batteries. Gun servitors uploading bombardment protocols. Expected parameters. Intensify fire. I want that abomination destroyed. Batteries at maximum. Trust to the Omnisire. Task force has fallen silent. Projections indicate total destruction.
And this prized bio-vessel?
It endures.
So much for the might of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Your scrabblings have placed Nemesis Tessera in jeopardy.
Inquisitor Darkhammer! Already Nemesis Tessera feels the claws of those monstrosities, and I find the Imperial Navy has abandoned us. Where is Admiral Spire?
On other duties. Duties, I might add, that are necessitated by a laxness of faith, by a lack of leadership from the Adeptus Ministorum.
Well, yes. One cannot hold heresy at bay without resource, Inquisitor.
Indeed. And it is so with the Tyranides. Gird your valor. Reinforcements are on the way. They will scour the sector of all infestation.
"10,000 years have passed since the galaxy burned in the fires of the Horus heresy. 10 millennia since the greatest of the Emperor's Primarchs fell into the grasp of eternal damnation and tore the galaxy asunder. Horus Lupercal may be dead, his body ashes, and his memory the stuff of a cursed legend. But the wounds he wrought yet gape in the hide of an embattled Imperium. For the battle against Chaos knows no end. Many of Horus' servants survived the civil wars, and they have not forgotten their defeat. When the War Master fell, they retreated to the Eye of Terror and waged battle anew. Greatest of these was Abaddon the Despoiler, Horus' greatest living heir. Abaddon took the title of War Master for his own, and embarked upon a long and bloody campaign to succeed where his fallen master had failed. 12 Black Crusades he launched against the Imperium of Man. 12 world-shattering campaigns to forever alter the balance of power. Now, as the Millennium draws to a close, a vast armada of traitors slips its moorings as Abaddon launches his 13th and perhaps final strike. As the tide of chaos breaks against the Cadian Gate, the Imperium holds its breath. Faith alone cannot hold back these bleak waters. Only valor will serve. The Fortress Oubliette of Nemesis Tessera was once the Inquisition's most closely guarded secret. A bastion of knowledge and rigor, and a convocation point for the Imperium's most trusted servants. No more. The onset of the 13th Black Crusade set the world awash with treachery and war. Though Nemesis Tessera's dread secrets were stolen, the world itself endured, thanks to the heroism of the Space Wolves and Inquisitor Zero. From the doomed hive world of Chimalomus to the seditious penal world of Avara's Gulag, the sector remains crippled by corruption and heresy. Yet in the forsaken fields of the Obsidian Depths, mutation, madness, and all their damned siblings are curiously absent. It is as if the Obsidian Depths border onto something not yet adequately defined, or perhaps waiting to be discovered.
Admiral Spire, the Cadian Gate can spare you?
For the moment. Lord Commander Guilliman has the traitors contained.
If only the Tyranides were likewise contained. Kima Lomos has fallen silent. Attempts at investigation have garnered only silence.
And the system defensive fleets?
There is no response. I believe it is time we prepared the Belial 4 and Medusa sectors for the worst.
A new threat has arisen. One which eclipses that of the traitor onslaught. Even now it threatens Belial 4 and Medusa.
So your kind often claims.
This was an error. These xenos wallow in false superiority.
I disagree on both counts. The Tyranids are a danger to us all. Only together do we stand a chance of survival.
Then let me depart as light amidst the void. The sooner Elord is secured, the sooner I may turn my efforts to important matters.
As for Medusa, we need no assistance from Xenos warriors. The Iron Hands will hold, as we have done before.
I suppose that will have to do. May fortune smile upon our efforts.
What glories Belial IV once knew are long behind it, destroyed a millennia ago by the onset of chaos. Yet it remains almost holy ground for the alien Eldari, who once counted this now barren waste as a jewel within their star-spanning empire. The region of space now known as the Eye of Terror was once home to the Eldari Empire. A prideful, sensuous people, the Eldari realized too late the perils of excess. The fourth Chaos god, Slaanesh, was born from their debauchery, its coming heralded by a psychic scream that shook real space to its foundations and devastated the Eldari. The Crone Worlds are all that remain of the Eldari's fallen domain. They are blighted planets, consumed by the spreading unreality of the Eye of Terror, and twisted to new and nightmarish realities. Though the Crone Worlds are overrun by the servants of the Dark Gods, the Eldari have not entirely abandoned them. They cannot, for only here can the treasured Spirit Stones be harvested, and thus the souls of the dying be saved from thirsting Slaanesh. Such expeditions are fraught with peril, for there are few more dangerous places amongst the stars. Many who seek the Crone Worlds do not return. The Eldari have never recovered from the horrors of the Fall. They are a fractured, dwindling population on the brink of extinction. Most dwell aboard star-treading craft worlds, honing their peerless minds along the disciplined paths in the hope of staving off the perils of decadence and thus preventing a second, final catastrophe. But not all Eldari can bear the rigidity of craft world life. Some depart their homes, seeking adventure amongst the stars as corsairs. Such lives are fraught with danger, but are also rich with excitement. These outcasts can be found in every corner of the galaxy, blazing a brief but exhilarating trail before madness claims them. The Drakari, too, live outside the structures of the Eldari path. Corrupt and cruel, they keep Slaanesh at bay, not with discipline and spirit stones, but by feasting on the torment of others. Raiders and slavers all, the Drakari are a blight upon the galaxy, as selfish as they are sadistic, as untrustworthy as they are cunning. But in recent days, the barriers between the Eldari factions have begun to crumble, with ever more gathering beneath the banner of one named Ivrain. These Inari keep their beliefs hidden as their intentions. Should they be encountered on the battlefield, caution will serve you well.
This is what has confounded upstart humanity so? There are 2 lessons to be taught this day.
We should tread lightly. Destiny's skeins are brittle. They may not bear the weight of presumption.
Timid deeds win no victories. Let the humans relearn their place, and these Tyranides that they have no place at all.
I urge caution. The fates flow strangely in this region, and signal interference shrouds the stars. There may be many surprises for the unwary warrior. We have unblooded Tyranid vessels to contend with.
We will give them the greeting they deserve. Oblivion. We have underestimated the Tyranids' ferocity. I can feel them crawling through the void, their claws scratching at my thoughts.
This is a setback. We have endured far worse. We will do so again.
No. We cannot walk this path alone. Pride has been a dagger in our heart too long. Extend greeting to our allies. Petition for their aid.
As you will it.
Has Admiral Spire responded to our overtures?
Not as yet, alas.
The sands of time flow away. Are we to be carried off alongside? We need more time. The Terrex system must be held.
For how long?
For as long as we can. Go!
Caliban, a world torn asunder by betrayal, and haunted by the treacheries of the ancient past. What remains is shrouded in mystery, and shielded from the prying eyes of the Inquisition by the Dark Angels who once called this world home. But war has a way of bringing secrets to light. As conflict rages across the sector, who knows what glimmers of truth might flare beneath the light of dying stars.
Last.
Forgive me, emissary, but the Imperium has concerns of its own.
We know them only too well, for those same tendrils are tight about our throats.
What do you offer? And what do you desire?
A shared foe nurtures the seed of friendship. Aid us in defending our craft world, and we in turn shall aid you.
Admiral Spire has been true to his word. Imperial vessels have arrived at Sanctuary.
Will they be sufficient?
I do not walk the Seer's path. If you seek a guess, then I'd say it's too close to call.
It'll have to do. No other course is open to us. Is Astara prepared for battle?
So I believe. We will find out soon enough.
Orcs are amongst the deadliest of the xenos races. Multitudinous, belligerent, and possessed of brutal cunning, they spread across the stars like a green tide. Even in the war-riven sectors around the Eye of Terror, forever beset by chaos, they rank amongst the greatest threats. As battle raged between the Imperium and the dread forces of chaos, the Orcs gained a foothold upon ravaged worlds, using them as staging areas from which they could slingshot deeper into Imperial territory. Orc technology is ramshackle, but terrifyingly effective, combining mismatched components, scavenged gear, and intuitive leaps to forge weapon systems whose inner workings baffle the most experienced of the Imperium's adepts, but lack for nothing in sheer unbridled firepower. In much the same way, an Orc warlord can take a multitude of squabbling clans and forge them into an unstoppable army. Such a war has the sheer unbridled might necessary to conquer the stars themselves, leaving naught but rubble in its wake. As its momentum grows, so do its numbers grow, swollen by green skins drawn to the promise of bloodlust, teeth, and loot. A harsh realm of perpetual gloom that breeds a harsh people. With a dark and polluted sky, Medusa's sun rarely reaches the planet's surface. It is a world of highly unstable geology, with earthquakes and volcanic eruptions constantly reshaping the mountains and seas. The world's resources have long been mined to exhaustion, plundered by the Telstarax, an ancient space station that hangs in orbit to this day. Medusa, then, is a world trapped in the past, marred by old wounds and burdened with pride and fading glory. Yet it remains a powerful symbol, and a weighty prize to he who would claim it.
Here, but they shall advance no further. All crews to your stations. Flesh withers, but iron serves eternal. Rogue asteroids have been detected. They are large enough to inflict severe damage, even on our vessels. We shall steer clear of its path.
Our blades are at your command.
And at the appointed hour.
Has it ever been otherwise?
We hold the line here. No retreat.
Vessels of weak flesh. Ha! They shall not triumph.
Reports coming in from Medusa. It doesn't look good. Massive destruction. No sign of Astartes' vessels. They've been destroyed.
And the Tyranides will replenish their losses by consuming the worlds the Iron Hands once protected. Scarus will be next.
Let him have it, I say. Them and the Greenskins deserve each other.
But Imperial citizens remain in that sector. It is our duty to defend them if we can, and evacuate them if we cannot.
What are your boys doing at Vigera? Gonna stomp them Ubi's flats, that's what! It's what you ordered. Ain't what I ordered. Sap them from space, then get to crumping once their fortresses are gone! That'll take too long, and I want a proper fight! We'll crump them, walls or not!
This is a sight I'd not thought to witness. An Imperial fleet arrayed in a craft world's defense.
These are strange times, Eldrathane. Events march to an inconstant rhythm.
Your actions have placed us at the mercy of the upstart Imperium. Let us hope we have no cause for regret.
I trust Spire. He is limited, but true to his word. I vouch for his deeds.
Then your hopes should fly higher than any, Void Stinger. For it will be you who pays the price if there is treachery from his minions.
Come, Voidborn. You face the children of Elganesh. Are you up to the challenge? Admiral Malikor, is it your intention merely to watch this fine display of war, or do you seek to fight?
Arrogant xénos! Helm! Bring us about! We'll show that brittle fool some real soldiering!
So much better. After all, what use is a trap that lies unsprung?
At capacity.
Then let them sing!
Such power!
I still believe you have anything to teach us in the path of war, Admiral.
What's its range? Its rate of fire?
Phenomenal, and not enough. We can rely on it only up to a point.
cannons at capacity.
Then let them sing!
Blessed saints! Such power!
Still believe you have anything to teach us in the path of war, Admiral?
What's its range? Its rate of fire?
Phenomenal. And not enough. We can rely on it only up to a point. The hour is upon us. Strike!
Overheated. It will take time to repair, and the Devourer musters new forces against us. Our lives hang in the balance. Vizak, your forces are needed.
We are here. Death in the void.
Eldari seers scryed desperately for a future that offered a glimpse of hope, but found only despair.
The Eldari have ever been mercurial, fighting as our foes as often as allies of common cause. And yet, even at their most treacherous, I deem they deserved a better fate than to be consumed by the great Devourer. The galaxy is poorer for their passing, and the Imperium must now face the Tyranides alone. And by the stars we shall fight!
With warp storms rendering astropathic communications erratic, Segmentum Obscura's High Command continued experiencing difficulty coordinating its forces. Imperial commanders were advised that communications received from distant sources were not to be trusted. Scattered reports indicated that, in addition to chaos incursions, Scarus nurtured an increasing greenskin menace. Eventually, High Command took this threat seriously. They acted too late. What would become known as the Green Crusade had grown from a few scattered and disorganized tribes to a mighty war that threatened to overwhelm the Imperium's embattled holdings. With the capture of Forge World Mordax Prime, the Green Crusade's momentum redoubled. Survivors from the rechristened Mordaka Prime report seeing hundreds of Gargants being fashioned from the debris, and skies thick with the choking black smoke of Orc cruisers. It can only be a matter of time before other worlds share Mordax's fate.
Pirates sent word of Bugs and Gnashes spoiling for a fight. Something new to stop. Good. Who's round here ain't got no fight left in them. Gonna have to be cunning. Tactical. Bring your lads to Mordaka. We'll crump the bugs there. Cunning? Nah. Gonna crunch them flat right here. You don't do what I says. It'll be you who gets crunched flat. Here, boss! We've found us some space titans! That's so. Listen up. I want you to grab one. Got a paint boy here thinks I'll be useful. Is that so? Leave it to me, boss. I'll get you, you fishy. Gonna steal our fishies. Orcs always gets what they want. Come on, lads. We got new targets. Keep shooting. Boss wants his fishies, so he gets his fishies. Mind where you're sticking the pointy end. We hit one of them fishies and we're cramped. Aye, Captain. No ramming the fishies, you grots. beasties are ours! You heard the captain! More decker! More decker! Where's my fishy? I know nothing, boss. Is that so? Reckon old Westrock's run into some of them Nashers. Yeah, or he could have run into some of them Nashers. That's what I just said, Rock Brain. Get your lads to Mordaka on a double. Alright, boss. I've got all the lads I can find. Where's Badrak? I don't see his lot. Badrak's crumped. Got in a fight with some pointy ears. What's your plan? Yeah, well, listen up. We're gonna...
Pete, this is Admiral Catalia of the Sword of Defiance, to all Imperial vessels in the Scarus sector. I repeat.
This is Fabricator Cambrius. We are receiving your transmission, Admiral.
Thank the Emperor. My battle group is escorting refugees from the Scarus sector, but the Tyranides are at our heels. I request immediate assistance.
Acknowledged. Hold your course and trust to the Omnissiah. Engage the Tyranids. We will aid you.
Long ago, before mankind was even a footnote in galactic history, the Necrons ruled the stars. But the march of time and grievous war forced them into hibernation. For 60 million years, they slumbered, untold legions entombed in deathless slumber, waiting for the hour in which their rule would once more shape the galaxy. Now, at long last, that time has arrived. With the coming of Abaddon's Black Crusade, life stirs beneath dead worlds. The mad pharaoh Kefrek rouses the Neferu dynasty to war. Ships of living metal blacken the stars, immune to the perils of an uncaring void, harnessing technology far beyond mankind's grasp. These vessels bestride the stellar wastes of the gods of old, reuniting the sundered worlds of the Neferu in a single glorious purpose. But Kefrek's plans go deeper than mere reconquest. The expansion of Dominion is but one step along the path that will either see him master of all he surveys, or the world's bordering the Eye of Terror reduced to ash.
Looks like the bugs is here. We wanted a proper fight, and now we got one. Fire up the engines.
We'll show these other drops who is the best clan! Firestarter! Told you before, it ain't who starts the battle that matters! That's what the slow ones always say. Them what ain't red. Well, he's here now! I want my share of them nasty! What do you say, boys? I don't know. You want something done, you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Gorspitter! You were meant to fight with the rest! What? And let you snatch all the loot? This wasn't the plan! Was my plan? That's enough out of you! I'm gonna crush you once and for all! Yeah? You and what army? This one! Let's put this grot in its place!
Belligerent to the last, they hurled themselves into one last raucous battle.
Some disdain the Orcs as a trivial menace, easily scoured from the Imperium's territory by righteous vengeance. Such men are fools, for the Greenskins are as cunning as they are tenacious, as inventive as they are belligerent. No race, humanity included, would have fought as hard against the Great Devourer. If the Orcs are overcome, I fear mankind will be next.
The Skelos subsector is located to the galactic west of the Eye of Terror. Its capital planet, Skelos, is a feral world and was once the homeworld of the Sons of Malice. Once loyal space marines, they turned on the Imperium in the years leading to the 13th Black Crusade. The original name of the Sons of Malice has been lost to Imperial record, but it is speculated that they were one of the 20 chapters of the Astartes Precis, a founding created with the express purpose of safeguarding the region surrounding the Eye of Terror. The cold and unforgiving wastes of Skelos provide the Sons of Malice no shortage of barbaric recruits. Indeed, the Sons' foul religious practices trace their origins to those of the tribesmen from which they sprang. A scouring, conducted by the Cadian 331st, was thought to have ended these grisly traditions. Certainly the natives were thought exterminated, and the Sons of Malice driven off. But rumors have surfaced suggesting that the world is not so empty as was believed. It would seem that the Sons of Malice still stake a claim to this miserable planet. They will surely do whatever they must to make it theirs once more.
Vanguard ships report plasmic medusas on this heading, Admiral.
Relay their coordinates to the fleet. We cannot risk a collision. Any communication from Fabricator Cambrius?
None, Admiral.
Tyranid vessels closing to combat range.
All hands to battle stations. The Emperor will bring us victory.
Orders, Admiral?
Blockade formation. We have to buy the transport ships more time. Cambrius will be here.
At your command, Admiral.
Dead. You must protect us.
Hold your nerve, Commodore. Casualties were always to be expected.
Closing to combat range.
Keep to your course, Commodore. We are with you.
They're eating us alive!
Another outburst of that kind, and you'll not live long enough for the xénos to claim you. Major Razine, any word from Fabricator Cambrius?
Nothing, Admiral. All attempts at contact have failed.
Curse that cold-blooded cyborg. He's leaving us to die. We shall at least make it a good death. And we will take those abominations with us. Burn hard for the jump point, Commodore. We will cover you as long as we can.
Understood, Admiral. Emperor, watch over you.
What news from Chinchare, Lord Commander?
The Cur Abaddon slinks back to his lair. His dregs are no match for the valor of the Imperium. What of the Tyranides? Are they contained?
Scarus and Skelus are lost to us. Admiral Catalia's battle group brought us a brief reprieve.
Catalia? My orders were that she escort refugees to safety, not engage the Devourer.
I believe she had no choice.
And if the Tyranids are so close... Abaddon did not flee from us, but from the Xenos advance. We must prepare Cadia for the worst.
Of the great Devourer. In its hunger, it appears fixated on the Chinchare sector. Our retreating forces have been spared.
Then we shall bide, and let one enemy consume the other. A masterful plan. The Tyranids are a new foe to Gilliman. His methods should prove instructive.
No! I was promised a great slaughter! A bounty of skulls and blood for Khorne! I shall not cower from the fight!
You shall do precisely that. Or yours shall be the first skull set before the Blood God's throne.
Chinchar is the mineral heart of the segmentum obscurus, feeding the manufactorums of Agrippina and a dozen other sectors. There are few truly colonized planets in this sector, as worlds rich in mineral resource tend towards the inhospitable. The citizens of Chinchar are likely to be slaves or penal workers, living out miserable lives in arid mines or aboard freighters. But for some renegades, there are other options. Resnor, the last resting place of vessels whose fury once shuddered the stars. A world rich in resource for those in need, and fraught with peril besides, for it is not only sunlight that caresses the planet's surface, but the toxic emissions from 1,000 reactors still trapped in decaying orbit.
Wasteland, consumed by alien gluttony. What little force the Imperium retains withdraws to Cadia as I speak.
Affairs proceed in a pleasing manner. But do not underestimate Guilliman. He is not fated to die on some Tyranids' talon.
And Spire? I wonder what fate plans for him. Perhaps I should save his life one last time. He's more amusing alive than dead.
Gregor's bones! I will fester no longer! The blood god calls for tribute! He shall have it! Threxos, obey, or I will slay you myself. Do as you must! Khorne calls me to slaughter!
Is it your order I pursue? I can bring him to you in chains, or in pieces.
No. The fool has dealt his own ruin. So be it. Closing to combat range. Your prey awaits. At last, my axe shall be slaked and the blood god's tribute claimed. Let slaughter reign! My hounds, rend their flesh! Let their ichor stain the void! from whence the blood flows! Better it be from their veins, yes? Auguries reveal that Threxos has been slain and his fleet destroyed. Inevitable. We will withdraw to our strongholds. Let us hope the Tyranides have not caught our scent. Disperse the fleet. The Tyranids cannot be allowed a foothold within the Eidolon sector. Hold the worlds to your last breath. My chosen, to my side. We have preparations to make. Yes, malign one. As you command.
I would have it no other way. What delights we shall discover.
Need of your service.
Of course, Great One.
Tendrils of the endless hunger are closing on my domain. It falls to you to sever them. Defend Orten, Seppan, Nephera, and Takabi with your life. The great work must not be jeopardized.
To my last strength and beyond, Great One.
The Eidolon sector lies at the heart of the Eye of Terror, at the point where reality bleeds away into the formless tides of the Immaterium. Stronghold of the Despoiler, headwater of every Black Crusade, there is no mortal law here that is not imposed by cruelty, and no physical law beyond the whim of the Dark Gods. The Plague Planet, home of Mortarion and his Death Guard traitor legion. This is a world of 10,000 contagions, where skies weep with pus and seas teem with disease. Sortiaris is the current homeworld of the Thousand Suns traitor legion. Ringed by the screaming souls of the betrayed dead and blasted by the tides of the warp. It is a planet no sane man would tread without cause, or at least without a numberless army at his back. Oliensis, throne of decadence, and bane of many a righteous soul. The world is a living perversion, a deathless monument to the pursuit of pleasure above all else. Though the world's origins are argued over by the adepts of terror, it is known that at least one Space Marine chapter met its demise on the Oliensis surface. Reports suggest that those who fall to Oliensis' embrace are reborn as blasphemous mirrors of their prior selves, shackled to the will of Slaanesh. Drakasi, Khorne's slaughter pit. Only the strongest survive the crucible of its arenas, and then only until the favor of the gods turns against them once more. Eidolon itself was once an Eldari world, but now lies shackled by the madness of chaos, with an empire dedicated to each of the chaos powers constantly vying with the others for dominance. It is said that there are more ways to die on Eidolon than anywhere else. Though as no one ever returns, this can be considered little more than rumor.
The last of your outer defenses have fallen to the Tyranides, my lord. They have been tested in the crucible of battle and have been found wanting. It is fit that they perished. What are your orders, my lord? Gather the fleet at Savagar. We shall do what they could not, and defeat endless hunger with the might of chaos. The fleet is assembled. How should we proceed? We wait.
My lord, I long to slake my enthusiasms.
They will come to us. Hunger is a bleak and terrible master. May the Tyranids choke upon it. What is the delay? Khorne has promised his demonic legions to my banner, and you fuss over ritual? Let the blood flow. Tear open the portal, and we will set this galaxy ablaze. They arrive at last. Now is the hour in which we prove ourselves worthy of victory. I claim the harvest of flesh. Who can predict what glories we shall brew from such morsels?
The battle must first be won. Does the blood god's cur fear defeat? Delicious.
Kara's prove yourself worthy of your elevation, the Vanguard is yours. I would accept naught else. Blood for the Blood God! Skulls for the Skull Throne!
To Great Sinch's plan. We shall play our part in his great game.
Corda, hold position.
I will be denied the rapture of battle no longer. Sound the siren. Prince Corda sails to war.
Dirac, it falls to you. I have brewed contagions precisely for this moment. The Grandfather's blessing will blossom into victory. See that it does. Contemptible. But the battle is not done. I will yet grind our foes beneath my heel. Your glories have drawn more foes to the battle. They will perish like the rest. Like all who oppose my will. Press our advantage, all vessels. cannot end this way. I will not allow it. 10,000 years. I will not be cheated by mindless drones.
The dregs of Abaddon's mighty crusade retreated deeper into warp-blasted space, but there was no escaping the Tyranids' rapacity.
After 10,000 years, the wars birthed from Horus' madness are ceased. His followers scoured from the stars. It is a day for great celebration, and yet my spirit hangs heavy. For it was not my hand that smote Abaddon's ruin, nor my will that saw his forces scattered and destroyed. The great Devourer, the Tyranids, have cheated me of that victory, and it may yet be that the Imperium will join its betrayers in oblivion.
To the eye of Terror's galactic southwest lies the barren expanse of the Sentinel worlds. The Imperium has only the sparsest foothold in this region, and many mysteries abound. There are so many rumors, so many drunken spaces' tales, that it had become impossible to separate fact from fiction. But the feeling remains. Some ancient, buried instinct that something terrible lies sleeping amidst the Sentinel worlds. And it would be best not to rouse it.
Theron. It appears Cleorek has been slain.
He has fulfilled his duty. Now we shall fulfill ours, and usher in a great dawning for the Neferu dynasty. Cleorek's loss has cost us dearly. Amalcom, it falls to you to buy the time we need.
What is your command, Great One?
Send fleets to the Void Worlds and to Hydra Caudatus. They will slow the endless hunger's advance.
At once, Great One.
To Darkhammer. Analysis reveals a choke point near Finret. There are high-density storms interfering with Narval's sensory cluster, limiting potential Tyranid transit points.
Propitious. But what do you wish of me?
Additional vessels increase the chances of a successful blockade by a factor of 26.24%.
So, you are asking for help? Ironic, from what I hear of your dealings with Admiral Catalia.
She had her part to play. Her sacrifice brought valuable time.
So the survivors always say. Very well. You will have what vessels can be spared.
The Forge world Agrippina itself would have fallen millennia ago, but for its formidable defenses, now bolstered by the Cadian diaspora. Even with Cadia lying in ruins, its scions stand firm beside Agrippina. And it is well that this is so, for the world's technological wonders have proven an irresistible lure to Chaos warpsmiths. The Agrippina sector is a linchpin in the Cadian Gate's defenses, a laboring manufactorum that feeds nearby worlds with weaponry and much-needed munitions. Wealth abounds within its borders, and it supplies the Astra Militarum with many of its finest regiments.
Report that the Void Worlds and Hydra Caudatus have fallen to the endless hunger.
You disappoint me, Amalcom. The Dark Throne is not yet awake. Your failure has placed our entire dynasty in peril.
How may I atone, Great One?
Withdraw to my location. All is not yet lost.
As you command, Great One.
Array your fleets to defend the Dark Throne. It must be protected at all costs.
Will it be roused in time, Great One?
It will. Many cryptecs have staked their lives upon that one singular fact. foe is arrayed for battle.
So I see, Great One. Are the protocols of war to be followed?
They are not. The endless hunger is undeserving of that honor.
As you command, Great One. Platforms operational.
The track also stands ready.
I give the order. Unleash its might.
Acceptable. They shall not easily endure that. Do the defense platforms hold?
For now, Great One.
The Dark Throne is waking. We need hold only a little longer.
Indeed, Great One.
vessels have been destroyed.
Impossible! Where are our allies? Our vassals?
We are here, Great One. By claim of treaty, the Tremorins stand with you.
That is not before time. Our defenses teeter on the brink.
I recommend the Tremorin be deployed to shield the Tremor Cannon, Great One.
It shall be done. My regrets, Great One. There were too many to contain. Fresh contacts. Our defenses cannot endure.
Armada, deploy our reserves. My personal guard. The Dark Throne must be protected.
At your command, Great One. Dark Throne defense perimeters are breached. There are Tyranides on the surface.
Our phalanxes must hold. We cannot lose the Dark Throne.
We are losing ground.
Revive all legions at once.
Mighty Carefrag, a prisoner in his own fortress.
Trazi, have you nothing better to do?
You wrong me. I have come to aid you.
Why, trickster? Why would you do this?
The Tyranids are problematic for us all. A little common cause is required in so desperate an hour. Are destroying our generator cores.
No! This cannot be! Drive them back! Drive them back!
It is too late, Great One. This is our end, and the end of the Neferu dynasty.
Even the Necrons, master of the galaxy of yore, could not prevail. Those that did not retreat beyond this meager dimension were destroyed.
I have received report that the Necron presence has been eliminated, consumed by the Tyranid onslaught. If their ancient menace could not stand, it bodes ill for mankind's survival. But we will fight on. we will learn the lessons of defeat and emerge the stronger for our labors. The Imperium shall survive. In my father's name, I swear it.
Everything prepared, Fabricator? The Imperium can scarce afford another debacle from the Adeptus Mechanicus.
All is in readiness. The Ancient One was an aberration, as today's efforts will show.
My ships stand ready. The Tyranides shall not pass.
We should remain clear of the plasma storms. Or better still, use them to our advantage.
That would be clear to a child, Fabricator. Let us hope you have more to offer this defense than the starkly obvious.
Our position. We will engage the Devourer in the shadow of our battle stations.
Agreed. We should not divide our strength.
Tyranid vessels entering blockade.
We have them. All commands engage! Scour these abominations from the stars!
Mechanicus and the Blinding Light both readers destroyed, and the Tyranids keep coming. All vessels, prepare to retreat.
Dark days are gathering pace. Fabricator Cambrius has failed to hold Finrit. Agrippina teeters on the brink. Barel has already succumbed to a gene-stealer infestation. Ulthor drowns beneath a hybrid uprising. And Alberton is but a seething mass of bioplasm.
If it is your wish, I'll attend to the matter, Lord Commander.
Go. Requisition all that you need. Hold Agrippina. The Imperium's fate may well turn on your actions, Admiral Spire.
This is Lord Admiral Spire, acting with full authority of Lord Commander Guilliman. Agrippina must be held at all costs. All able vessels, please respond.
This is Donatos Aphael of the Blood Angels. We are inbound to Agrippina.
My thanks, Captain. I must warn you, we are still several days out. We cannot guarantee reinforcement for some time.
Hopeless battles are nothing new to the sons of Sanguinius. While we yet draw breath, we shall not give even an inch of ground.
Good hunting to you, Captain. We are prepared. Let the Tyranids come.
I pledge we will hold this region or die trying. I trust you'll not give grounds for disappointment.
We are the sons of Sanguinius. For 10,000 years, we have spent his blood and ours in the Imperium's defense. Today is no different.
The proper answer, Commodore.
For a Blood Angel, there can be no other. We have solar eruptions sweeping this area. If our shields are non-functional when they arrive...
It will be a poor end to a glorious tale. Understood. Bring us in closer.
Aye, Captain.
Agrippina's defense. We fight on. Normal day, Commodore.
Contact lost with Captain Raphael's strike force, Admiral.
Then we are too late. Agrippina is lost. And Astartes' fleet is massing at Lelitha. We shall join them.
Cold. Claws skittering. The voice of hunger. No. No.
Beneficent Emperor. What? Medici to the bridge.
The hive mind permeates these systems. He has been overcome by its presence. Contact the Vanguard Eternum. Tell them we require their navigator at once.
Yes, my lord. It seems Lelitha will have to fight without us.
We have received transmission from the Sanctified Wrath. They do not expect to reach Lelitha before the battle is done.
Ha! The Imperial Navy is wise to leave this battle to true warriors.
As we would be wise not to rejoice that our numbers are diminished. Admiral Spire is a loyal servant of the Emperor.
And now a Dark Angel speaks of loyalty. These are strange days indeed.
An odd habit, to waste energy on old quarrels when fresh battle awaits. So many. Eiffel stood no chance. Not alone. It falls to us to finish what he began, brothers. Are we agreed? On this. And, I suspect, on little else.
For once, the Caliber Knight speaks truly.
Then we strike as one. For the Emperor!
Brings back old memories. I ever tell you about that kraken I slew?
The one you throttled with its own tentacles? Only thrice in as many days. Each time less credible than the last.
Ha! No need for jealousy. There are plenty here for us all.
This is to be no drunken brawl. We need to...
Let the wolves of Fenris take the lead! For us and the All-Father!
Is taking damage. Allow us to assist.
Cease your mewling, Dark Angel. 'Tis naught but a scratch.
This was madness born of pride. We must engage. I concur. All vessels, come about! folly must end.
We have reached Lilitha. There's nothing here but wreckage.
Then my brothers have failed.
The fault is mine, Lord Commander. Had I been there...
No warrior has control over his own destiny. The fault is not yours. And had you been there, likely you would now also be slain. Return to Exceltra Minor. Hold it to your last breath.
As you command, my lord. I shall not fail you again.
You really think we can hold them, Admiral?
I believe it is our duty, and the service we owe the Emperor. Victory will be ours, if we prove ourselves worthy. He will lead us into the light of the future.
I couldn't say to that, Admiral. Reckon I'll just keep fighting, and we'll see what happens.
To each their own. Pray the Confessor Adolphus does not hear you speak those words.
Reckon he'll have to be quick, my lord. These Tyranides don't hang around.
The Cadian sector is amongst the most vital of the Imperium's defenses, guarding as it does the only known navigable route out of the Eye of Terror. So long as the Cadian Gate holds, the Imperium remains secure. After 10,000 years of defiance, Cadia finally fell during the opening stages of the 13th Black Crusade. Now it is little more than an honored memory, and an example to those who strive in the service of mankind.
All vessels report ready. The fleet is at your command, Admiral.
And our space station, Divine Anvil. Report.
As ready as we'll ever be. The fortress is prepared. Its batteries are at your service.
At the Emperor's. We are but the vessels of his will. Keep close watch on your Auspex arrays. I want to know the moment we have contact.
Divine Anvil confirms. This is it.
We're overmatched. You should withdraw, Admiral. We may not be able to follow, but we can suppress the invaders while you withdraw.
Not this time. There will be no retreat. All stations, prepare for battle.
been boarded! Those things are everywhere!
Commodore, seal off the affected sections. Vent them into the void if you must.
No time! They're already at the command deck! I can... Holy Emperor, I can hear them in the walls!
Commodore! Commodore!
No good, sir. Channels dropped.
The divine anvil has been destroyed.
Bring us about. We'll avenge those righteous souls.
To lose reactor containment.
Disengage! Disengage! Jump the ship now!
no news from Exceltra Minor.
Which is news all of its own, Lieutenant. Nothing now stands between the Great Devourer and the Cadian system. The Imperium's last refuge stands alone. Defenders of Cadia, I address you now not as Regent and Lord Commander, but as a brother, sworn as you are sworn to defend the Imperium against its myriad foes. The Great Devourer, the Tyranides, have devastated our holdings. They have slaughtered countless billions, and now they come for us. I was not present when ruin last befell this system, but I stand with you now. My strength, the might of the Emperor himself, is marshaled in your defense. Together we will send these abominations reeling into the darkness, or else strike them such a blow that they will never again amass the strength to loose their rapacity upon Terra. Seek your courage, sons and daughters of mankind, for today you face the greatest challenge you shall ever know. Ever the fulcrum upon which mankind's fate turns. Is the fleet prepared?
All commands confirm.
We'll use the asteroid fields to our advantage. Even reduced to its bones, Cadia still has bite.
Indeed, my lord.
Give the order to engage.
Acknowledged. My lord, radiation from Cadia's death throes is sure to reduce our detection range.
Contact the fleet. Warn them to remain alert. We cannot afford surprises.
shouts of assistance from across the fleet.
Lieutenant, engines to full. I want to hear her roar.
That was the hull. It's giving way. We have to withdraw.
10,000 years of waiting now ended in failure. Give the order.
Yes, my lord. Additional Tyranid bio-vessel. Closing fast.
Then we shall answer, Lieutenant. All batteries, fire at will.
My lord, we must retreat.
There is no retreat! I beg your forgiveness, Father. I have failed you.
A crack's honor has been destroyed. The Lord Commander is lost.
And so, the 13th Black Crusade ended neither in victory for the Imperium or for chaos, but with the endless hunger of High Fleet Leviathan. Admiral Spire's fleet, scattered and leaderless, was swiftly consumed. And then there was silence for a time. The galaxy held its breath, hoping that the Leviathan's hunger was at last sated. It did so in vain.
Admiral! We're reading signatures exiting Cadian space!
Impossible! Nothing survived! Emperor's flight, no!
The astropath is convulsing! We can't get a hymnal to Terra!
Blessed Emperor! Get us out of here, all speed! They must be warned! Someone must!